You didn't see it coming, did you? One moment, everything felt right, and the next, she was gone. Now, you're left standing in the aftermath, trying to make sense of it all. The silence feels unbearable, the questions keep piling up, and no matter how much you replay the past, the outcome remains the same. But here's what no one else will tell you. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of something greater. Because right now you have two choices. Let this pain consume you, or use it to rebuild yourself into a man who is stronger, wiser, and completely unstoppable. Society will tell you to move on, to distract yourself, to pretend like it doesn't hurt. But let's be real, those words don't help. No one tells you how to move forward. No one gives you the blueprint for turning heartbreak into power. That's where everything changes today. I know what you're feeling. The self-doubt, the frustration, the temptation to reach out, to ask for closure, to beg for another chance. But that's not the path forward. That's the trap that keeps most men stuck. And you? You are not like most men. You are standing at a crossroads where you can either stay in the pain or transform it into the fuel that will push you forward. And transformation starts now. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't settle for less than you deserve. Instead, you rise. You take this setback and use it as a stepping stone to build a version of yourself so strong, so focused, so driven that your past becomes irrelevant. This isn't about proving anything to her. It's not about seeking revenge or waiting for validation. It's about proving to yourself that no matter what happens, you will never stay down. You will take control of your life, your mindset, and your future. So here's what I need you to do. Commit to this journey. Watch this video until the end. Drop a comment below, I choose to rise. Because this isn't just about one breakup. It's about every man who has ever been knocked down and made the decision to stand up stronger. The pain you feel today is temporary, but the man you become because of it, that lasts forever. Your next chapter starts now. Let's begin. No. 1. Stop chasing. Take back your power. Let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes men make after a breakup, the urge to chase. You've probably felt it already. That overwhelming temptation to reach out, to check in, to accidentally run into her somewhere. You tell yourself it's harmless, that you just want to see how she's doing. But deep down, you know the truth. It's desperation. And desperation is the fastest way to lose respect, not just from her, but from yourself. Every time you chase, you send a message. I need you more than I need myself.
You're giving away your power, handing over your self-worth on a silver platter. And here's something brutal but necessary. You can't force someone to care. Women don't respect desperation, they respect strength. And strength isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely valuing yourself enough to walk away with dignity. Think of it like this. Imagine you're on a football field and she's running toward the end zone. Every text, every call, every attempt to reach out is you running in the opposite direction, away from your goal. She's not looking back, and the harder you chase, the further away you get from where you need to be. Now flip that. Imagine you stop running. You stand your ground. You focus on your own end zone. Suddenly everything shifts. You're no longer chasing, you're building. And trust me, that's something she will notice. Here's what you need to understand. Attraction is built on strength, not weakness. And no, that doesn't mean flexing in the mirror or flaunting success. It means having the discipline to control your emotions, the confidence to know your worth, and the self-respect to walk away from anything that no longer serves you. Right now, she expects you to reach out. She assumes you'll try to fix things. That's what most guys do. But when you don't, when you go completely silent, it sends a message that's louder than any words. I'm not begging for you, I'm building me. And here's where things get interesting. When you stop chasing, you create a void. And nature hates a void. That's when curiosity kicks in. She starts wondering, why hasn't he called? Did he move on? Is he actually happier without me? That curiosity plants a seed of doubt in her mind. But let's be clear. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about trying to make her miss you. This is about reclaiming your power. Every time you chase, you put her on a pedestal. You treat her like the prize, as if your happiness depends on her. But here's the truth. You were the prize all along. She just didn't see it, or she forgot. And that's okay, because now you're going to remind her, not with words, with actions. So what do you do instead of chasing? You focus on yourself. You take all of that energy and invest it in you, physically, mentally, emotionally. You hit the gym harder. You dive into your work, your goals, your passions. You become the best version of yourself, not to prove anything to her, but because that's what you owe yourself. And when she finally notices, when she realizes what she lost, by then it won't even matter, because this isn't about winning her back. It's about winning yourself back. And when you reclaim your power, no one, no woman, no situation will ever take it from you again. So stop chasing, stop texting, stop checking her social media. Every time you resist the urge, you take another step toward freedom. You take another step toward becoming the man you were always meant to be. And that man, he doesn't chase, he attracts, he builds, he thrives. And starting today, so will you. Number 2, face the pain like a warrior. Pain, it's here, and there's no escaping it. You can feel it in your chest, in your thoughts, in the quiet moments when the memories creep back in. Maybe you've tried to drown it out. Distractions, work, even pretending you don't care. But the truth is, you can't outrun what's inside you. And you shouldn't. Because this pain, it's not here to break you, it's here to wake you up. Society tells you to push it down, to numb it, to act like it doesn't exist. But warriors, real warriors, know better. They don't run from pain, they face it, they use it. They step into the fire, knowing that on the other side, they'll emerge stronger than ever. Think of steel. Before it becomes unbreakable, it must be heated, hammered, and reforged. That's where you are right now. You are in the fire. And the question isn't whether the pain will stop, it's what you will do with it. Here's how you take control. 1. Feel it. Stop avoiding it. Stop numbing it. Sit with it, as painful as it is, and ask yourself, why does this hurt? What does it reveal about me, about my values, about the way I loved and the way I was loved? Because pain isn't just suffering, it's information. And when you learn from it, it becomes power. 2nd, channel it. Every great man has faced moments like this. Michael Jordan used heartbreak and rejection to fuel his rise. Dwayne Johnson turned failure into a force that built his empire. They didn't run from their setbacks, they used them as stepping stones. Now it's your turn. This is the moment where you decide, will this pain define you or will it drive you? Because here's the truth, no one respects the man who crumbles. No one remembers the guy who lets heartbreak destroy him. They remember the one who rises, who takes every hit life throws at him and turns it into something greater. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You are not here to be broken. You are here to rebuild. So let the fire shape you. Let the pain refine you. And when you come out on the other side, you won't just be the man you were before. You'll be something unstoppable. And that is a future worth fighting for. Number 3, rebuild your mental fortress. Right now, your mind is a battlefield. Negative thoughts are attacking from all sides, telling you that you'll never find someone like her, that you weren't good enough, that maybe you were the problem. But here's what you need to understand. Those aren't your thoughts. That's fear talking. That's insecurity trying to take control. And if you let those voices run wild, they will shape your reality. But today, you draw the line. Today, you take your power back. Your mind is your strongest weapon, but only if you know how to use it. Right now, it's working against you, feeding you doubt and fear. It's time to flip the script and build a mental fortress so strong that nothing no heartbreak, no setback, no challenge can break through it. How do you do that? With discipline. Discipline is what separates those who crumble from those who rise. And no, it's not about perfection. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and doing the work. Start with your mornings. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Don't hit snooze. Don't scroll through your phone. Wake up with purpose. Meditate, journal, or simply sit in silence and focus on your breath. These moments of stillness aren't just calming, they're training your mind to be present, focused, and unshakable. Next, strengthen your body. Your body and mind are connected. When you push your body beyond its limits, your mind follows. That's why the gym isn't just about aesthetics, it's about resilience. Every rep, every drop of sweat, every aching muscle is proof that you can endure more than you think. But this goes beyond fitness. It's about how you carry yourself in every aspect of life. Are you following through on your commitments? Are you choosing growth over comfort? Are you showing up for yourself even when no one else is watching? These small, consistent decisions build an unbreakable mind. The power of resilience. During World War II, a group of prisoners of war were held under brutal conditions, starved, beaten, stripped of their freedom. Many lost hope, but a few refused to break. Even in captivity, they created routines. They exercised, meditated, and found ways to keep their minds sharp. They survived because they built mental fortresses no enemy could tear down. That's the level of resilience you're aiming for. Because here's the truth. A fortress isn't just a wall that keeps things out. It's a stronghold from which you launch your next attack. Once your mind is fortified, you won't just be surviving, you'll be thriving. You'll be pursuing opportunities, taking risks, and creating a life that's extraordinary. Command your mind, command your future. Let's talk about that voice in your head. The one that whispers, "You're not enough. You'll never recover from this." Challenge it. Replace it with truth. I am more than enough. I am capable. I am building something unstoppable. You may think affirmations are cheesy, but they work. They rewire your brain. They turn self-doubt into self-belief. Because your mind is a garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds will take over. But when you plant seeds of discipline, focus, and resilience, you create a mental fortress so strong that no setback, no heartbreak, no failure can bring it down. And when that fortress stands tall, when your mind is no longer a prison but a weapon, there will be no limit to what you can achieve. This is your moment. Rebuild, rise, and never be broken again. Number 4, detach and dominate. Let's be real, you can't heal while you're still holding on. Yet most men make the same mistake. They stay connected. They leave her number saved, keep old photos, and let her Instagram stories appear on their feed. And every time they see her name, every time they catch a glimpse of her smiling face, it's like reopening the wound all over again. But here's the truth. You can't move forward while you're still tethered to the past. Think about it this way. If you're trying to quit smoking, do you keep a pack of cigarettes in your pocket just in case? You throw them away. You remove the temptation because you know proximity is your downfall. The same rule applies here. It's time to detach. And that doesn't mean being cold or vengeful. It means protecting yourself. Every text, every DM, every photo, delete them. Block her if you have to, not to hurt her, but to free yourself, because you cannot dominate your life while you're still trapped in the past. True dominance is self-control. Now let's talk about domination. Because this isn't about controlling her or anyone else. True dominance is about controlling yourself. Your energy is your most valuable resource, and every time you think about her, check her social media, or fantasize about getting back together, you're draining that resource. For what? To stay stuck? Imagine what would happen if you redirected that energy. Imagine the body you could build, the career you could advance, the skills you could master. That's what domination looks like. taking full control of your life and using every ounce of your power to push forward. Build, elevate, become untouchable. Think of men like Elon Musk. Do you think he became one of the most influential people in the world by obsessing over past relationships? He focused on his vision, his goals, his empire, and now he's untouchable. That's the mindset you need to adopt. Every single day, ask yourself, what can I dominate today? Maybe it's a workout, maybe it's a project at work, maybe it's a skill you've always wanted to master. Domination isn't a one-time event, it's a habit. It's waking up every morning and choosing to be stronger, sharper, and more focused than you were yesterday. And here's the twist, it's not just about you. The moment you start leveling up, people notice. Your friends, your family, even strangers will recognize the fire in your eyes and the strength in your stride. And yes, she'll notice too. But by then, you won't care, because you'll realize you never needed her validation. You only needed your own. Detachment isn't easy, it takes discipline. But every time you resist the urge to check her profile, every time you shift your thoughts towards something productive, you're building a stronger, more focused version of yourself. And that version of you, he doesn't chase, he doesn't break, he dominates. No 0.5. She's watching, even if she's not looking. You might think she's moved on, that she's forgotten about you, that she's not paying attention, but you'd be wrong. Women are naturally curious, and whether she's blocked you, unfollowed you, or even told you she's done, she's still finding ways to check in. Maybe it's through mutual friends, a fake account, or just casually scrolling past your name. Trust me, she's watching. But here's what matters. She's not just watching out of habit. She's watching because she's curious. She's wondering, what's he doing? Has he moved on? Is he better off without me? That curiosity is powerful. And here's the best part. You don't have to do anything to trigger it. The very act of focusing on yourself, of leveling up, creates a ripple effect that reaches her without you lifting a finger. Your growth speaks louder than words. Imagine this. You've been hitting the gym consistently. You're stronger, leaner, more confident. Maybe you post a picture, not for her, but to celebrate your own progress. Somehow she sees it. Maybe through a friend, maybe by accident, maybe because she couldn't resist checking. And when she does, she starts questioning everything. Wow, he looks amazing. Did I make a mistake? Here's the truth. She will notice your glow up. She will see your success. And when she does, it will shift something in her mind. But this is where most men mess up. They start improving for her instead of for themselves. And that's a losing game, because the moment you start leveling up for someone else, you give away your power. The real strength comes from focusing on your own growth, regardless of who's watching. The world is watching, not just her. But let's take this even further. This isn't just about your ex. It's about everyone around you. When you start improving yourself, people notice. Your friends, your family, your co-workers, they all see the change. They see your confidence, your discipline, and the way you carry yourself. And guess what? They respect it. This ripple effect goes far beyond her. It touches every aspect of your life. And the best part? By the time she realizes what she lost, you'll be so far ahead that her opinion won't even matter anymore. Because you'll be living a life so fulfilling, so rich with purpose and passion, that you won't need her or anyone else's validation. Keep rising, nothing can stop you. Let's be real. This isn't about revenge. It's not about proving a point. It's about becoming the man you were always meant to be. Because that's what you deserve. A life full of growth, joy, and success. A life where you are the priority. So keep leveling up. Keep pushing yourself. Keep becoming the strongest, most powerful version of you. Because yes, she's watching, but more importantly, the world is watching. And when they see you rise, they'll know one thing for sure. Nothing can stop you. Number 6, Master the art of silence, because strength speaks without words. Right now, your instincts are fighting against you. Your mind is screaming at you to pick up the phone, send that message, remind her that you exist. But here's what no one tells you. Silence is the most powerful response you can give. Silence isn't weakness, it's control. It's the quiet confidence that says, I don't need to chase, I don't need to beg, I don't need to prove my worth to anyone. And when you master the art of silence, you flip the entire dynamic. The power of the unsaid. She expects you to reach out. She expects the long, emotional text. She expects you to fight for her attention. When you don't, you disrupt her expectations. You create a void she wasn't prepared for. And in that space, a powerful question starts creeping into her mind. Why hasn't he called? Does he not care anymore? Is he moving on? It's human nature. We seek closure. And when she doesn't get it from you, she starts looking for answers herself. But here's the real secret. This isn't about her. This isn't a game. It's not about manipulation. It's about reclaiming your focus. Silence is discipline, and most men can't handle it. Let's be honest. Silence is hard. It requires discipline. You'll be tempted to break it. You'll convince yourself that just one text won't hurt. That maybe, just maybe, she's waiting for you to reach out. Don't do it. Every time you reach out, you hand her the power she thought she had over you. Every time you give in, you're setting yourself back. Think of silence like a detox. When you're addicted to something, whether it's junk food, social media, or a toxic relationship, you need to go cold turkey to reset your system. The first few days are brutal. You'll feel the urge to cave, to go back to what's comfortable. But if you hold the line, if you push through, you come out stronger, clearer, and completely in control. Silence isn't just about her, it's about you. The real power of silence isn't in what it does to her. It's in what it does for you. It gives you the space to heal, reflect, and rebuild. When you stop obsessing over her, you make room for something far more important, you. You start asking the right questions. Who am I? What do I really want? What kind of life am I going to create? And in that silence, you find clarity. You find purpose. You find strength. Because the truth is, your worth was never tied to her. It was never tied to anyone's validation. And when you master the art of silence, you don't just survive heartbreak, you thrive because of it. So stay quiet, stay strong, and let the silence speak for itself. Number 7, reclaim your standards, because the life you accept is the life you live. Let's be real, too many men settle. They lower their standards in relationships, friendships, careers, not because they want to, but because they're afraid of being alone, afraid of losing her, afraid of not being enough. Does that sound familiar? Then it's time to change the script. It's time to reclaim your standards. Your worth isn't up for negotiation. Reclaiming your standards starts with one fundamental truth. Your worth is not defined by her, by your job, or by what society expects of you. Your worth is internal. It comes from the man you are, the values you hold, and the life you're building. And when you truly understand that, you stop settling for less. Ask yourself a tough question. Did you shrink yourself to make her happy? Did you compromise your values, your goals, or your happiness just to keep the peace? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. A lot of men fall into that trap. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay there. You can start reclaiming your standards right now. Set the bar and hold the line. First, get clear on what you will and won't accept in relationships, friendships, work, and life in general. What kind of people do you want around you? What kind of life do you want to live? Write it down, make it real, then hold yourself to it. But here's the catch. You can't demand high standards from others if you're not living up to them yourself. If you want a partner who's loyal, ambitious, and confident, you need to embody those qualities too. High standards aren't just about what you expect from others, they're about what you expect from yourself. Your life is a kingdom. Start guarding it. Like 1. Imagine you're a king building a kingdom. Would you let just anyone walk into your castle? Of course not. You'd have gates, guards, and a clear set of rules about who gets in. Your life is your kingdom. Start protecting it. But let's be real, setting high standards isn't easy. It means saying no to people, opportunities, and situations that don't align with your values. It means walking away from what feels good in the moment but doesn't serve your long-term vision. It means being disciplined even when it's hard. But the reward? A life that's rich with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. When you raise your standards, the world adjusts. Here's the twist. When you raise your standards, you don't just change your life. You change what and who you attract. So, take a hard look at your life. Where are you settling? What needs to change? You attract women who see your worth and respect it. You attract friends who uplift and inspire you. You attract opportunities that align with your vision. Because the truth is, the world responds to the energy you put out. When you operate at a high level, the world meets you there. Then make the decision, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, to raise your standards. Because the moment you do, you'll never look back. Number 8. Become the man even you can't imagine. Yet right now, you have a choice to make. You can stay the same, dwelling on the past, stuck in the same cycle of emotions, replaying old memories. Or you can transform into a version of yourself that even you wouldn't recognize today. Not just stronger, unshakable, not just successful, exceptional, not just moving on, moving upward. This isn't about proving anything to her or to anyone else. This is about you stepping into your full potential. The past doesn't define you, your actions do. Here's a hard truth. The person you were when she walked away isn't the person who will dominate this next chapter. And that's a good thing, because now you have the chance to rebuild yourself into something greater. But real transformation requires 2 things. 1, clarity, a vision of the man you are becoming. 2, deliberate action, the discipline to turn that vision into reality. Ask yourself, what does the next version of you look like? Is he stronger, more confident, more driven? Does he walk into a room and command respect without saying a word? That's your new standard. Turn your weaknesses into strengths. If you've ever felt physically unprepared, commit to pushing your body beyond its limits. Lost or without direction, define your goals and attack them relentlessly. Financially unstable? Educate yourself and take control of your future. Every area where you once struggled is now an opportunity for greatness. And here's where it gets interesting. As you evolve, the world around you will shift. People will recognize your growth. Opportunities will start appearing in ways you never expected. And yes, she will notice too, but by the time she does, you will have outgrown the version of yourself that once sought her approval. Build the life that speaks for itself. Men like David Goggins, Jocko Willink, and Elon Musk didn't rise by waiting for someone's validation. They dedicated themselves to a mission bigger than their past. That's exactly what you are doing now. This transformation isn't about one big moment, it's about the small, consistent actions you take every day. Getting up with purpose, sticking to your commitments, holding yourself to the highest standard. Because the man who does this doesn't need to chase anything, he attracts everything. The only approval you need is your own. So ask yourself, are you going to stay where you are? Or are you going to create a future so powerful that the past fades into insignificance? This is your time, not just to move on, but to rise beyond anything you ever thought possible. Not just to level up, but to redefine who you are entirely. Number 9, own your path, the strength of your decisions. Most men drift through life without realizing they hold the power to shape it. They react to situations instead of creating opportunities, letting external forces dictate their direction. They convince themselves that circumstances, relationships, or even luck determine their future. But that's not the truth. You are in control. Every choice you make, from the people you allow in your life to how you spend your time, defines the man you become. You are not trapped by your past or limited by your setbacks. Your future is built by your decisions today. Be selective with your circle. The people around you influence your mindset, your ambition, and your success more than you realize. Do they push you to grow, or do they keep you in place? Are they adding value to your life, or are they draining your energy? Do they inspire you to be better, or do they encourage complacency? The quality of your life is directly linked to the company you keep. Be intentional. Choose relationships that challenge and uplift you, and walk away from those that hold you back. Take control of your time. Time is the one resource you can never recover. How you use it determines everything. Are you investing it in your goals, health, and personal development? Or are you letting distractions steal your potential? Every wasted hour is an opportunity lost. Every excuse delays your progress. Success isn't about finding more time, it's about using the time you have with purpose. Define your own standard. This is not about meeting someone else's expectations. It's about choosing the kind of man you want to be. What principles guide your decisions? What habits shape your future? What impact do you want to leave behind? You are not a product of circumstances, you are a product of your standards and the actions you take to uphold them. Raise them, and your life will rise with you. The choice is yours. Here's the reality. You are responsible for where you are and where you're going. You can either let life direct you, or you can take charge. You can keep making excuses, or you can make progress. The power is in your hands. Decide who you want to become and start building that future now. Number 10, transform pain into purpose. Build your legacy. This is the defining moment. Moving on isn't enough. Leveling up isn't enough. True transformation happens when you take your pain and turn it into something far greater, your legacy. Pain is a universal experience. Heartbreak, setbacks, and disappointments touch everyone. But what separates extraordinary men from the rest isn't whether they experience pain, it's what they do with it. Some allow it to break them, others let it shape them. The greatest men? They use it as fuel to create something meaningful, something that outlasts the momentary suffering. Channel your pain into growth. Every remarkable person you admire has faced hardship. They didn't succeed because life was easy. They succeeded because they turned their struggles into motivation. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. That rejection didn't define him. It drove him to become one of the greatest athletes of all time. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on the verge of poverty, yet she turned her pain into one of the most successful book series in history. Your pain holds the same potential if you choose to use it. Turn your story into impact. Ask yourself, what can I create from this pain? Could you start a business? Write a book? Build something that inspires others. Pursue a passion with relentless focus. Many of the most successful men in history turned their personal struggles into missions that helped others. They didn't just recover, they rose. And in doing so, they left a lasting impact. Your legacy is who you become. It's not just about what you build, it's about who you become in the process. Every time you push through discomfort, every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen the foundation of the man you're becoming. And here's the truth. Once you start focusing on your legacy, the pain that once consumed you loses its grip. It becomes a stepping stone instead of a roadblock. You'll look back and realize that what once felt like an ending was actually the beginning of something far greater. This is your crossroads. You have two choices. One, let this pain control you, define you, and hold you back. Two, use it as a turning point to build a life so strong, so unshakable, that no one, not her, not anyone, can ever take your power away again. You can't change the past, but you can decide what happens next. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt, stronger, smarter, more resilient. So now the question isn't whether you'll rise, the question is how high. The time to act is now. The next chapter of your life starts today.